Hello, everybody, and welcome to Athletic. ah, Hello, everybody, and welcome to Athletic Definition. My name is Coach Ray Z, and today I'm trying the simulcast once again with YouTube. So before I get started, let's see. I keep getting an error, and this is a brand new feature. So right now I'm just kind of checking the channel real quick to see if anything comes up. Let me go under live, but I get the feeling it didn't quite work. And it might be that they're still kind of uh, working on it, but so far I don't see any announcement of me going live. So I'm not sure, but that's a feature coming along with a simulcast through other app platforms. So definitely be on the lookout for that. And once again, my name is Coach Ray Z. Thank you for joining me today. Today, there is Thursday Night Football, which is let's see, the Broncos versus the Browns, and also Los Angeles Dodgers versus Atlanta Braves. And the Dodgers are now up 3-2, uh, still up to bat. And last I checked, I think the Browns were up 7-0. So I'll try and provide you updates throughout the game, just to kind of keep you up to date. Thank you everyone for listening in the audience and around the world. So basically today I want to talk about workout music and if it's good, should you do it? Should you not do it? And for me, it all depends on what type of workout you're doing. If you're running, let's start off with running. If you're running, you definitely need to be careful with cars. If you're running on the street, you're running with headphones. A lot of these have really good like noise proof cancellation, so you don't actually hear anything besides what you hear in your ears. And so you definitely want to be careful with that. Uh, if you're running on the track or in an actual race, it's a different story. It makes it much safer. Um, so I'm going to start off with David Goggins. I think by now he's kind of a household name, and we all know who David Goggins is. And if you haven't, well, he's just this badass guy who pushes his body and mind to the limit, and he doesn't believe in running with music. He thinks that it makes you soft. And what are you going to do if you don't have earphones? What are you going to do if your earphones die? You need to be able to motivate yourself internally, not just with music. So he hates it. He doesn't run with it. And I have a different opinion. I'm a huge David Goggins fan. However, we're not all David Goggins, and everybody's different. So you got to be you, and you got to take what's useful and disregard what isn't. So if you really, really have a hard time running and the only way you're going to actually get out and run is with music, then I'd rather you go out there and run than not run because David Goggins says it's a bad idea. He's on a different level, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm sure that anybody who wants to at some point could try and get to that level or higher, but just be yourself. um, Listen to whatever you enjoy. When I go running, when I do a race, I only run with music. The second half of the race, the first half I just enjoy the scene depending on where I run. um, when I was boxing, you just go into the boxing gym and there's pretty much good rap music going the whole time, and the timer goes every 3 minutes. And to me, that that's a good environment for music. You just kind of need something to get your workout in. And so I also depends on the type of workout that you're doing. On the basketball court, you're listening to your coach more. So music would not be a good idea. But like for example, in the boxing, we all knew. I used to box at Pasadena Villa Park. Um, so when you walk in there, the first thing you have to do is jump rope. You have to do at least 3 rounds of 3 minutes jump rope. After that, you do your footwork. After that, you do your footwork in the ring. And by the time you do everything, you're pretty much done about 12 rounds. But you work your way up to hitting the heavy bag and anything else. You got to earn that privilege. Um, So it definitely depends on the type of workout. When it comes to running, there's also where if you run to music that has 180 beats per minute, you're supposed to run faster. Now, novice runners, they recommend that maybe you run at 135 beats per minute, and the elite runners, whatever you may consider that, would want to run about at 180 beats per minute. Um, you can actually pretty much go anywhere, Spotify, YouTube, or maybe have someone customize it for you um, to do beats per minute sound songs so that you can get inspired and go faster. Uh, so one way that I have is I used to DJ, so I have a DJ system that I came with one of my many different DJ equipments I bought, and this is called Virtual DJ. And with Virtual DJ, when you play a song, let's see if I could show you a little bit. There it is. You can get the beats per minute, so you can actually speed it up or slow it down, make it faster. So you can customize the music if you wanted to do 180 beats per minute. So there's many different ways to try it. That's something you may want to do, may not want to do. As I mentioned, uh, I'm not in pain usually the first half of a race, but for a marathon, maybe the second one, something starts hurting, and listening to music is like a treat. So that's what I recommend. Uh, the other thing is, I went through like the top 10 workout music songs on Men's Health, Women's Health, and Time.com. And a lot of these songs I never really heard. I had to look up some of these songs, and some of these songs that they picked, in my opinion, have nothing to do with working out. Maybe they feel it has some sort of motivation. I would say that all three of them had one song by Kanye West. Two of them had the song Power, and I can't remember the other one. All this included Eminem "Till I Collapse." That was a definite song, and the rest kind of varied. Some of them, I guess, it depends on if you like EDM or if you don't, or what your style of preference of music is to run to. Me, I personally like a variety of all music, but um, I didn't do an actual list. But if we're gonna name a number one song, I'm gonna have to say it's probably "Eye of the Tiger" by Survivor, and that's played everywhere: football games, basketball games, college games, pretty much you name it's played there. Boxing, I mean, where don't you hear that? And then also with a movie, it's probably one of the most not just movies. It's a franchise, and then they spun off and created a different franchise, which is Apollo. So I would say that's probably the most popular workout song of all time. Um, and I think Time Magazine had it. Um, I wrote it down, but it's kind of hard to. It's on my phone, or I have to turn my back to you, so I'd rather just face you, and I'll go off memory. Um, but these are some songs that I definitely feel should be in the workout that didn't get mentioned. Queen. How many times have we heard "We Will Rock You" or "We Are the Champions"? That's definitely got to be in there. Um, how about I like Al Cool J. I'm Bad. That's a good one in my opinion. Also, Mama Said Knock You Out. If you're into any sort of MMA or boxing or just anything else, that's a typical kind of hype song. Um, and pretty much anything Rocky. If you listen to that interview with Joe Rogan and Goggins, he says he doesn't listen to music, but he did during the pull-ups when when he broke the record, and he listened to like a 2 minute and 13-second song over and over again from Rocky Balboa, which I could understand. I'm a huge Rocky Balboa fan. I would say maybe the first album is maybe one of the best or the best of Rocky, where they do a lot of orchestra music with Rocky, and they had different versions of it. That's probably one of my favorites as well. Um, and then I mentioned it earlier, but Eminem, depending on the generation, that one definitely Till I Collapse, and there's probably one more uh, that it's very popular and played at a lot of games. And then I think it kind of will vary depending on sports because, as I mentioned, I used to DJ, and when I used to DJ, I did a few high school basketball games. So you play the typical music that you hear at NBA games, at high school, at the college level, in between, um, halftime. And so there's certain songs that you hear all the time. When I run marathons, there's a DJ usually on the course, and the DJs are kind of playing the same music. But let's see if we can try and go over some of these songs that I noted down here. But let's see, try to make it accessible. So let me bring this over here. We'll see if we could kind of change it around a little bit. All right. So Time.com had Till I Collapse by Eminem, number one. Motivation, number two, by Normie, which I had to look up, had never heard before. Then they had I the Tiger 3, Con Hontura, by Rosalina and J Balwin featuring, uh, and then also number five was Don't Start Now. Um, Men's Health had number one, Power by Kanye West. Lose Yourself was number two by Eminem. Level Up was number three by, let's see, I think it's, I don't even know a lot of these artists now and how to pronounce them, but I think it's Saria. Number four is Pressure by Matrix Grouch and Too Low. Or I listened to it. I had never heard of it. I'm aware of his other music, but not that one. And number five is Savage Remix by Megan Thee Stallion and Beyonce. I actually kind of agreed with the Women's Health Magazine.com list more than the other two, Time and Men's. Number one is Till I Collapse. Two is Roses. Um, three is The Business by Tisto. Four is Head and Heart. I had to look that one up, and I really don't find it as a workout song, but to each his own. And number five was Turning Me On. So those are and actually some of these lists were up to 60, 70. Um, I just kind of wanted to touch a little bit on music and working out and see if any of the audience wanted to come up and let us know what their favorite song is, if they believe in working out to music or not. And if no one in the audience would like to come up, that is okay. Like I said, this is kind of a short one, and I'm really interested in the game, but I'm want to be consistent. So anytime I have a show, so let me tell you right now, if I can give you an update on the score. Right now, the Dodgers are still up 3-2, and the the Browns are up 10-0, which is not good because I went with the Broncos on my NFL pick. I have a show here called the Football Examiner. The Football Examiner I do once a week. I pick my football bets. I also have Drunks co-hosted with Ty, and we do a beer review, talk about working out. And then I have Athletic Definition, which is every Thursday and Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific time zone. And tomorrow I will have Mike Ball, who is a brown belt in jiu-jitsu, an excellent coach. It'll be interesting to hear his story on fitness and just hear some of the knowledge he has for us. And then I also have a brand new show in Spanish called El Mundo de Fitness. And tomorrow it'll be at 1 p.m. Pacific time zone. So if you speak Spanish or know anybody that does, please feel free to share the link and see if they enjoy the show. And once again, thank you everyone for joining. I knew this would be kind of a short show. Right now, on Fireside, we have maybe like 4 or 5 shows going on, and I'm barely. when it comes to my guests, I love to promote them, give them the red carpet treatment. When it comes to me and promoting myself when I'm doing the show solo, I need to work on that. I did promote the show a little bit, so thank you everyone for listening in, and I do appreciate it. This will be one of the shorter shows, but the streak continues. I believe this might be episode number 33. And considering the amount of time I've been doing it, a lot of people I don't even reach episode 33. I have now reached 20 states, so I appreciate everybody in the 20 states and uh, 5 countries, and that's just in the podcast through Fireside, different numbers. So I may even have reached a larger audience, but I'm just kind of thanking my podcast audience for listening in, for showing the support. Everyone in Canada, Germany, England, and of course the USA. And since I'm California, I have the biggest support so far from California. So thank you so much. In fact, let me do a nice little roll call of all the different uh, people that have been supporting me, and that way I can give you guys a proper shout out. And first of all, I'm just kind of waiting for my computer. All right. So in United States, let's start off with California. Claremont, appreciate all the love and support. Brea, same thing. Appreciate the listening. Moreno Valley, Los Angeles, Glendora, Chico, Santa Monica, Upland, Ventura, Mino Park, Santa Ana, Azusa, my hometown. Thank you. Van Nuys, Chino, North Hollywood, Fullerton. I appreciate all the support. And let me go ahead and do a shout out to all the different states now that we're in 20. And I definitely appreciate everybody listening in. North Carolina, Georgia, Missouri, Washington, Arizona, Michigan, Alabama, Ohio, Illinois, New York, Maryland, Massachusetts, Florida, Tennessee, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Texas, New Jersey. Thank you everybody for listening in. I appreciate the support. Keep listening. I have more shows to come uh, for these upcoming months, especially the holidays. I have been reaching out to all the different connections I know, and I'm going to be keeping you guys definitely warm with all the fire guests I'm coming with in November, December. So please uh, tune in. I appreciate the support. Thank you, everybody, for listening in. And yeah, I just want to shout out everyone who's been supporting me. And once again, I wanted to thank Fireside for just giving me the opportunity to take my ideas and run with them and become a creator here. This platform is to me a blessing, and I'm very happy because regardless, hopefully, no matter what happens, I can motivate one person to start working out, maybe change their lifestyle to better habits, and that's pretty much all I want. And thank you everybody for listening in. Join me tomorrow at 1 p.m. for El Mundo de Fitness. Once again, that's all in Spanish. I'm not quite sure what I'll talk about, but I'll let you know. And then tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific time zone, I will be having Mike Ball, who is a brown belt in jiu-jitsu coach. He has a lot of knowledge, so please tune in. Looking forward to it, and thank you everybody once again for listening in and showing continuous support. Um, and everyone enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, and by the way, you can reach me on all my social media platforms at coachraz.com, including Twitter. It's under Coach Ray Z, Facebook, uh, Instagram, TikTok, everything, coachraz.com. Thank you so much. Till tomorrow.